All right, so grab the green ball. Grab the green ball. We're gonna start with just a little bit of your glutes, just releasing a little bit of the glutes here. So we'll do it seated. So green ball, have a seat. We're gonna place it behind the butt, just maybe behind your sit bones. So right sit bones are down here. We're gonna move to the back side of the pelvis. And you should just be able to lean back. Now I'm not gonna have you pick up your body weight too much. I just want you to kind of move the ball until you find a spot somewhere that's tender. It might be all over. And we're a little bit below the crest of the pelvis here, so you're still on like the real meaty part of the butt of your glutes. You're just gonna sit. You're just gonna take a breath or two if that one's a tender spot. And then we'll just move it. So now you can maybe turn your hips a little towards, like I'm on my left cheek. Sorry, I probably should have clarified that. Left side. So I'm gonna lean a little to the left and turn my hips a little to the left. And just walk my way around the outside of the hip. So if you're on the right side, you can do the same. We're just gonna take another breath here. Just put a little pressure into the tenderness here and try to just hydrate a little bit of the tissues. Maybe move it one more spot. And then just take your hips, lift them a little bit, and roll the ball from side to side. Now you can push down into your hands and feet to make it lighter and less pressure. Maybe make a circle on that whole cheek there. And we'll go to the other side. Go ahead and come off that. Take it to the other side. Find somewhere kind of similar, maybe in towards the sacrum there. So you're in on the cheek closest to the center line. And you're just gonna find a spot. Sit and breathe. And then we're gonna move it out towards the outer hip, right? So I'm just kind of making a line. It doesn't have to be a straight line out to the hip, but I'm looking for tenderness, something that communicates with me, but nothing that's too intense that I can't breathe through it. Try to find maybe another spot. And now I'm slightly turning my hips to the right as I move the ball out to the right side. Maybe one more. Good, and then just pick up the hips and we'll just do that little back and forth from outer to inner. Maybe circle. Good, and when you feel like you're about even on that side, we'll go ahead and set that ball off to the side. And then grab your blue ball, the little one, and we're just gonna do a quick set for the calves. So middle height for this one. We're not gonna be going too far, you're just gonna rest your leg on the ball. So I'm gonna go with cutting the leg into thirds here. I'm gonna be in that upper third. I'm just gonna rest my calf right there on that little tiny blue ball. Maybe flex and point. And then we're just gonna move the ball down, maybe towards more of the middle of the calf. So when I say middle, I mean from heel to knee, kind of middle. And maybe even actually from left to right, middle. Now for this last one, we're gonna stay off the bottom third where you're just on your tendon here. You're just gonna roll the ball down so that maybe you're still in the meaty portion of the calf, but kind of where that Achilles tendon is wanting to start. And again, maybe we can just kind of point and flex. Good, one more round on the inside of that calf. So same idea, we're gonna go back up to the top of the calf, closest to the knee. Turn your toes in this time. And just rest the ball on there. Maybe some flexing and pointing. Or just resting. Good, move that ball now into kind of the middle of the calf, the meatiest portion. And then you're gonna be still on that medial portion. So you're on the inside of the leg. And again, if you wanna move the foot, you can. If it feels good to just rest, you can stay rested on the ball. Okay, we got one more spot. Okay, so again, I'm gonna kind of stay above the Achilles tendon here, and I'm just gonna stay on maybe where it starts to narrow down into that tendon. Maybe you wanna move the foot, maybe just let it rest. Good. Now for the outside, we're just gonna take it to the floor. I'm gonna place that blue ball right on the outside of my calf there, just pressing down into the outside. I'm gonna press on the inside of my calf to push the ball into the outside of my calf. Then I'm just gonna roll it down. So I'm just behind my shin, and this one we just will move a little quicker, just manually moving the ball down the leg. And then again, once you get kind of where it starts to narrow down into the ankle, we'll be done, and we'll go to the other side. Okay, so back up on this middle height of the block. Gonna be on the other leg now. I'm up close to the knee, but maybe just a few fingers down, right? So I'm not actually in the knee. And I'm just gonna be right in the middle of my shin from left to right. Or right in the middle of the calf. And then if you wanna point and flex here. You can also just rest. Good, maybe move that ball down out of the middle. And I'm not really looking to stretch, right? I'm looking for this just to be some consistent pressure up into the leg. And then last one, we'll roll it down, still in the center from left to right. But now we're gonna be right above where the narrowing happens in the calf, so it feels like you're still on the meaty part of the muscle. And again, it feels good, point flex. And then the next group is gonna be on the inside of that calf, okay? So I'm just gonna turn my leg so that I'm on the inside portion here. I'm going back up to the top, right? So I'm up here closer to the knee again. Now, if you want to point and flex, you can. Maybe it just feels good to just rest. Let the weight of the leg kind of surround the ball. Okay, moving it down into a little more of the middle. We got one more spot here. Right, kind of again, above where that Achilles starts. So I'm still in the middle of the calf. You cut it into 3 parts. The lower leg. Maybe you flex point. Maybe you just relax. All right, last little bit on the outer portion. So again, I kind of sit in a little mermaid seat here, but I'm gonna bring that shin in front. The ball goes to the outside of my shin bone and behind it so that I can press the ball into just the muscle here. Then I'm gonna move that ball down, do it again. So I'm just rolling it down maybe an inch every time. Trying to just hit some new tissue as I make my way down the shin bone. Good. All right, you can set this off to the side. Just place your feet and your hands on the floor, feet in front, hands behind. Turn your fingertips forward towards your heels. And from here, we're just gonna lift the hips, lift the chest, try to stretch the front of the shoulders. And then you're gonna let your hips come back and they're gonna hover. You hover them just between your arms here. We're gonna lift them up, move the shoulders apart, give them a little squeeze behind you. And the hips come back towards the thumbs. Good. Up and back. Starting to wake up the core a little bit here, move the joints. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just one more lift. Push the shoulder blades apart or together and spread the collarbones apart. One more lift. Good. Lower the hips down. Go ahead and just take the legs a little bit farther away from you. So you've got maybe like a 3/4 length bend. Arms are just gonna go out in front, and we're just gonna tuck the tail under and roll back halfway and come right back up. So you can have your toes on the floor, you can have your heels on the floor. You can squeeze the knees together, have your weight somewhere close by. But right now, I just want you to really feel this pushing of the tail underneath you, pulling the pubic bone towards your belly as you roll back. Just go like halfway back. Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold this one back. Right arm goes up to the ear and down. Left arm up to the ear and down. Just alternating our arms. Try to keep those ribs down into your front pockets so you feel like your belly button's pulling back through your spine. Let's go. 4, 3. You can always flex back on your feet. 2, 1, and 1. Now both arms are gonna make a circle. So if you need to come up, readjust, go for it, and then come back down. Arms are gonna come up by the ears, circle wide and forward. Up to the ears, wide and forward. Watch your jaw doesn't want to jet forward. Okay, you can kind of keep the ears back in line with the shoulders. Feels like everything's giving your spine a nice big hug. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Good, roll it up. Just turn your knees out so that you have this long diamond shape and fold forward over your legs. Let your head hang. Take a big breath into the back of the body. One more. Good, roll yourself back up. Feet plant back down on the ground. Go ahead and grab your hand weights. We're just gonna take those thumbs to point up to the ceiling, tuck your tail and roll back, and then we're gonna have this left leg come up into the air. All right, so from here, I'm gonna swing this left arm back, and as I do so, I'm gonna straighten that left leg out across the room, and then I'm gonna pull it back into center as I turn back to face the foot. Reach that arm out, and if the leg is too much, just put it on the floor. Just do the arms. Here we go, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold this little twist, go back and up with the chest. So I'm reaching my arms wide, I'm leaning back and up. If the leg is too much, again, you can bend it, you can put it down. Here's 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in, turn back forward, bend the knee and place it on the floor. Other side, right arm up or right leg up. Swing that right arm back and in. Reach that right leg long and in. Here's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it out. Here's our little back and in. Lean back and in. Here's 8. Only going as far as you can maintain that sucking in everything around the waist. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back in the center, both feet on the floor, palms face up. Take it back. Hold the arms as you go in and out. So the belly's just gonna stay in one place. Palms are gonna face the ceiling. They're gonna go wide like a T and back in. Here's 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Palms face up, bring those elbows back by your ribs, punch them forward. We're gonna lean back. As you come up a little bit, elbows come in, lean back, punch forward. Now again, I want you to really feel like you're tucking that tail underneath you, pushing your sit bones towards your heels, and drawing those front hip bones towards your front ribs. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it up. Take a break, shake your arms out. Palms are gonna face the floor this time. So we're just gonna take our slow time rolling on back. Palms face the floor, elbows bend back, punch forward. Pull back, punch forward. Here's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're gonna just punch side to side. Punch to the right, center, left, center. Last little push here. Here's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 1. Good job. Place those hand weights down, maybe on either side of your mat in front. Come onto your hands and knees. Give me a couple cat and cow stretches here. Lifting your chest, sit bones, and then rounding the back. Lifting and rounding. 2 more. Good, so walk yourself a little bit forward with your hands. You're gonna lean back when you're in that rounded position. And then I'm gonna have you come forward, look forward with your chest, and we're gonna do that chaturanga on our knees. You're gonna press back, round your back, sit back on your heels. Keep your hands where they are, come forward, extend the spine long, elbows bend in, your little push-up. Round and sit back, forward, and in. Let's go, 5 more. And this uncurling as you come into that chaturanga, and then rounding and curling again as you go back. Here we go, 4. Here's 3. 2. 1. Come back, child's pose. Take 1 big breath here. Good. Come back forward into your plank position. Looking forward, get the heart forward, get your tail tucked towards your heels. Get your ears back in line with your shoulders. All right, here's our shifting back and forth. Take your hips back and forward. Back towards your heels, back towards the wrists. Here's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it back, little pulses. Here's your 10, 9, 8, 7. Get those shins parallel to the ground. 4, 3, 2, 1. Straight into the legs, pedal the feet. Push your hands forward. Press your chest back towards your thighs. Relax your head and neck. All right, right leg's gonna go up and back. Open up your hip, turn it to the right side, just bend your knee. Take the knee back over to the left side. Drop your right shoulder. Good, square up the hips, come forward, take that right knee to tap that right elbow. Sweep it up and back. Right elbow, up and back. 3 more. Right elbow, up and back. Here's 2. 1 more. Good, next one's just gonna come right in between the hands. Go and bring it in, step the foot between the hands. Look for your feet to get about hips width distance apart. Come up, crescent lunge, press into the feet. So let's find that nice lifting of the front side of the pelvis. Maybe a softening to the back leg so you feel that opening in the front of the thigh. Just settling in for a breath or 2 here. Now, I tell you to turn your palms to face forward, and we're gonna pull those elbows in. I want you to feel your chest lift, but try to keep your low back the same. And then inhale and take the arms up. Exhale, pull those elbows in like you're gonna squeeze behind you. Lift your chest. And then inhale, just send the arms back up and lengthen out. The legs are gonna stay the same. Just give me 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands are gonna sweep back behind you as you extend yourself over that right leg. Take your time. Holding yourself here, just keep those arms reaching back. Pick the pinkies up so you feel like the back of your arms are actually turned on here. Get yourself a little lower. Lift your belly away from your thigh. Take another breath. Good, now sweep those arms forward over your ears and then just sweep them back by your hips. So just holding our legs today, just moving the arms. Here's 8, 7. Now, I don't want to use the weights for these, but I really want you to feel like you're using all your own muscular energy to kind of squeeze the bones of the arms and fire everything up. Here's 3, 2, 1. Good job. Arms swing back. Slowly start to shift your weight into that right foot, coming up into that warrior 3. Holding yourself here for the balance. Good, and then we're gonna come all the way up to standing. Arms can come up to the ceiling, bring the knee into the chest. Now slowly, we're just gonna hinge back into that warrior 3. Take that leg back, reach the head and chest forward, pinkies go back and up. Again, bring yourself upright, squeeze that right leg straight. Kick the knee up. Good. Reach it back. Just give me 3 more. All the way up, squeeze that right cheek. And all the way back, squeeze that left cheek. Here we go, 2. Feel your foot trying to juggle and balance. Try to root down and let go of the toes. 1 more. Good, go ahead and slowly step it to the back of the mat. Open up, warrior 2. Good, bend that right knee nice and deep. And you can bring that right elbow onto your right thigh, or you can bring that right arm all the way down on the inside of the right leg. So your choice, but that left arm's gonna go over your ear. So again, you find where that is gonna work for you. So try to get your thigh pretty parallel to the floor. Take another breath here. Good, now just take that left arm up to the ceiling, and no matter where you have that right hand, I want you to pull that left elbow behind you like you're gonna turn your chest up to the ceiling, and then you're gonna extend and reach it back up over your ear. Exhale, pull it back, so it's gonna squeeze into the ribs, and then reach it over the ear. There's 8. Just holding onto that right glute. 7, wrap it underneath you. 6, 5, 4, might feel like a small rotation, but it's there. 3, 2, last one. Good job. Both hands on the inside of that right foot. Just wiggle the right foot out to the side. Place both hands down. Turn the chest forward. Keep the left leg up. If you can lift through the inner thigh, reach your heel back. Stretch here. Just maybe 2 more breaths. All right, nice and slow. Lift your hips enough. You can pick that right foot up. Step it all the way back into your plank. Look forward here. Lower the knees. We're gonna go for our chaturanga push-up all the way down the belly. Then you're gonna pick up the arms and legs and reach them out to that X shape. Then you're gonna bring them back under your elbows. Push yourself back to your knees, and then lift into the plank. So you can skip the knees lowering down if you wanna lower yourself down into that chaturanga without the knees. But we're basically just gonna do this lowering down, picking everything up into the X shape, pressing back up into the plank. So we're gonna do 4 more. You decide if you wanna skip the knees or use the knees here. So here's 4, 3, 2, 1. All the way down. Good, just take those hands back, lift the chest, reach for the heels, turn the pinkies up. Good, hands back down, press through to the knees to child's pose. Take a breath. All right, let's do the other side. Plant those palms, tuck the toes, lift the hips. Downward facing dog, pedal your feet. Press your hands forward to get your chest back. So we're trying to get a little bit of a lengthening in the upper back here and a stretch from the front of the shoulders and chest. Cinch your ribs in. Good, left leg's gonna go up and back. Open the left hip to the side of the room. Squeeze the heel into the glute. Take the left knee over to the right. Turn your left shoulder down. Feel that rotation through your spine. 1 more big breath. All right, we're gonna square up the hips. Here's where we're just gonna tap that left elbow with the knee. Send it up and back. Exhale, tap. And up and back. 3, 2, last one. Tap it all the way up and back, and this time step it in between the hands. Make sure your feet are hips width distance apart. Push down into the feet, come up, crescent lunge. So again, I want to bring the pelvis up. Open up the front of the right thigh. Soften the right knee a little bit if you need to. And then pull up on that pubic bone. Front ribs are going to settle in. Give me just 1 more breath here. All right, here's that squeezing of those elbows. So it's like you're pulling something down, squeezing the elbows behind you and lifting your chest like your shoulder blades are a little shelf. And then you're gonna inhale and come back to normal or neutral. Exhale, pull it in, lift. Inhale, lengthen. Lift and lengthen. Again, you're welcome to use your weights here. Here's 5. Just don't let it sacrifice the lift of the chest. Here's 3, 2, really get low in your legs, really make them work. 1, good job. Slowly starting to shift your weight forward over that right thigh. Sweep those arms back by your sides, pick up the pinkies. Now get your legs to feel like they're really working here. Bend that left knee until you feel like it's right over your heel. Pull your belly away from the thigh. And now here, sweeping those arms forward and back. Sweep them forward and back. Can you keep those arms up by your ears by the time they get over your head? Try to keep them in line with your body if you can. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sweep those arms back, slowly making your way onto that left leg for warrior 3. Holding here, you're like a capital T. Now we're gonna come all the way up. Arms come to the ceiling, right knee comes into the chest. Squeeze that left glute, get straight in the leg. Then we'll sweep it back, pick that right leg up, squeeze that right cheek. All right, got 4 more. All the way up. And all the way back. So take your time, find something to look at that's not moving. Let your gaze be soft. And know that our foot is gonna juggle. It's gotta do all kinds of things to monitor where we are in space and how to move. All right, I think this is our last one. Sorry, I might have added an extra in there. All right, so once you come back to that warrior 3, hold yourself there. Give yourself one more big breath. All right, step it all the way to the back of the mat. Warrior 2 here. And now get that left knee. Now I'm gonna stay turned this way this time so you can just kind of see from the other side. I'm gonna bend this left knee and either my left elbow goes onto that thigh or I'm gonna bring that hand down the inside of the left leg. But I'm gonna keep that knee tracking over the second toe, which means this left glute has to wrap underneath. Then I'm gonna roll my shoulders back so I face the side of the room. Right arm reaches over the ear. And I'm gonna pull that elbow back behind me and try to squeeze it into my ribs. Reach it up and over. Exhale, pull it in. Reach it up and over. Here's 8, 7. Don't let that left knee go straight. 6, keep it nice and bent. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Both hands on inside of that left foot. Wiggle the left foot out enough that you can turn your hips to the floor. Keep the right knee lifted. Keep the inner thigh up. Look forward with your chest. Reach the right heel back. Give yourself maybe just 2 more breaths here. 1 more. Now, lift your hips enough that you can just pick that left foot up, step it back to your plank, move your hands nice and wide for your push-ups. And again, you can come onto your knees or you can stay on your toes, but we're just gonna do push-ups here. So we've got 10, 9, try to bring your whole spine with you. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, all the way down to the belly. Press into the tops of the feet. Go ahead and grab for those hand weights. Now we're just gonna pick them up, elbows squeeze in by your ribs, palms face the floor. Now I'm gonna punch them out one at a time. Right arm goes out and in, left arm goes out and in. Punch out like a T. And keep the arms hugged in by your ribs when you're not punching. Try to keep the hands up, hovering above the ground. Let's go, last 4, 3, 2, 1, 1. Good job. Shake it out. Take those thumbs to point to the floor and reach the hands back by your hips. One more little push here where we're just going to lift those arms up and up. Try to get them above the hips. Here we go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Place those weights down. Go ahead and press back through child's pose. Round your back. Sit on the heels. Take a breath. All right, place the palms. Set yourself up for downward facing dog here. Pedal the feet. One more time, side to side. All right, that right leg's gonna go up and back. Open up that hip. Squeeze the heel into the glute. Turn your right shoulder down. Now we're gonna take that right knee across to the left arm. Take it across, tap. Send it up and back. Take it across, squeeze, tap. Up and back, 3 more. There's 3. 2. 1, all the way up and back, and then step in between the hands. Good, look forward here. Just hovering off that leg, and then tap the floor. Lift just to hover, and tap. I want you to just feel your sit bones squeeze, get squeezed by the muscles around it. Push into that right foot. Here's 7, 6, so it's just this little press down to rise up. 5, it's really small. 4, I want you to feel that all in that right sit bone. 2, 1, go ahead and look forward. Hands can be at your heart, and you're gonna come all the way up to standing. Bring that left knee into the chest. And we're gonna cross that left ankle over your right knee as you start to sit down in this single leg chair. Just breathing here, take a breath. One more. Good. Now, slowly unwind. Take that left leg all the way back. Reaching it back to warrior 3. Don't sit down yet. And now soften that right knee and only step back maybe 3/4 of the way. So now you've got all 10 toes pointed forward. Draw your right hip back. Keep your hands at your heart. With a flat back, we're gonna start to hinge forward. Keep your hips squared to the front of the mat. Don't let them twist. So both hips are pointing forward like headlights. Keep pushing into your feet, flatten out the back, keep leaning forward from the hip, top of the head, reaching towards the front of your mat. Maybe you can start to open and extend the arms out to the sides of the room. Good, now nice and slow, we're gonna bring that left hand to the inside of the right foot. If you need to bend your right knee, go ahead. You can also grab for your block and start to turn your chest to the right. Try to keep that back heel down if you can. One more big breath. Lean back. Good, both hands down on either side of that right foot. Step yourself back to the plank. Hold here. We're gonna set that right forearm down at a little bit of a diagonal so we can roll over onto our right side for a side plank. Hold here, give me just maybe 2 more breaths. Arm can be up or on the hip. All right, let's switch sides, coming all the way over to that left forearm, opening up. And again, arm can be up, arm can be on the hip. Give me 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and come back onto both forearms here. Turn the chest forward. All right. You're gonna place your left hand down, press up to the right hand, and then we're gonna go right back down. Left forearm, right forearm. 2 more on the left side. Left hand pushes up, right hand. Then you lower left arm, right arm. 1 more. Left hand, right hand, left hand, right hand. Now on the right side. Right hand, left hand, right forearm, left forearm. Right hand, left hand, right forearm, left forearm. 1 more. Right, left, right, left. Lower the hips. Sphinx pose here. Shoulders are back, pelvis is down, chest is lifted. Belly's hugging up to support the back. One more big breath. Now lower down, and I want you to see if you can bend your right knee and grab for that right foot. Good. Now what we're gonna do here is kick the foot into the hand and try to open up the shoulder and maybe even lift the right thigh away from the floor. One more breath here. And release. Now switch it. Bend your left heel in. Grab for that ankle. I'm gonna turn my thumb to the floor on the outside of the ankle. And then start to kick the foot into the hand. Open up the shoulder and chest and start to lift the left thigh a little bit if it feels okay on the low back. Give it one more big breath. And release it down. Good job. Go ahead and press down in the hands. Come back, child's pose. Take a nice big breath here. All right, left side. Place both hands down. Come on up, down dog. Left leg goes up and back. Open up the hip to the side of the room. Don't turn your chest. All right, here goes left knee, right elbow. Tap, and up and back. Tap, up and back. There's 3, 2, 1. And we're gonna step it in between the hands. All right, don't come up yet. Just separate your feet enough that you feel like you got some nice balance. Bend that left knee, get on your fingertips, get low, and then just hover your upper body above that left thigh a few inches and back down and tap. Squeeze that left sit bone and tap. Here's 8. Really push into that left foot. Squeeze it. 7, 6. You don't have to come up very high. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, nice and slow. Hands at your heart. Start to shift your weight forward to that left leg. We're gonna come up, warrior 3. Okay, here's our slow transition into that seated single leg chair. So you're coming up. You're gonna take that right ankle, cross it over your left. Sit down here into that seat. See if you can get like 3 or 4 breaths. Find something to look at that's not moving. Slow yourself down. Good, just one more breath here. All right, slowly coming up and unwinding. Warrior 3. And now we're only gonna step back 3/4 of the way, right? So not too far back, but still, I want your feet hip width distance apart. Hips are gonna turn forward if they're not already there. Keep that nice flat back. Push into your feet, start to hinge forward. And then we're gonna take those arms out wide like a T, holding here. Once you feel like you're in a nice flat back, that left hip is hugged back, we're gonna just turn the chest towards the left. Maybe those fingertips can come onto the floor or onto a block. Give that little hug back to the left hip. Lean back. Just 3, 2, 1. Both hands down. Step yourself back into that plank. Holding yourself here for this last plank. One more big inhale. Exhale. Good. Your choice to lower to the belly however you want. So you can do it on your knees, you can do the push-up or the chaturanga all the way down the belly. Let's stretch the chest. Take the right arm out, rest the right ear down. And for this one, when you roll onto your right side, keep that left leg floating. And can you maybe even bend that left knee and grab for that left foot with your left hand? Maybe. Get a little double action here. Quad stretch and the shoulder stretch. Good, let go of the foot. Roll back through center. Other side, left arm goes out. Roll onto that left side. Keep the palm planted. And again, you gotta feel stable here before you can grab for the foot. So if you feel stable, bend that right knee, grab for the foot, and maybe pull that knee back. Feel the quad stretch. One more breath here. Good. Release that leg. Come back to your center. Press all the way back onto your hands and knees. You're gonna sit your hips back and we're just gonna walk the hands over to the left. Sit your hips over to the right. Walk through center, hands over to the right. Walk that left arm out a little more as you sit your hips back over to the left. Good, come back through center. Go ahead and just come onto your shins and tuck your toes underneath you. See if you can get all 10 toes on the floor, maybe even that pinky toe on both sides. And then just start to move your weight back towards your heels. So you can kind of squeeze your heels in towards each other. And the more you lean back, the more intense this is going to get on the toes, but I want you to feel the stretch in the bottom of the feet. You can roll those shoulders up and back. Good, give yourself just maybe one more big breath. Okay, come forward, untuck those toes. You can just tap on the floor. And I want to do one quick release for your neck. So just grab that blue ball. Come a little closer. Okay, so this guy, we're gonna take him into your right hand and we're gonna place him on your left trapezius here. So you kind of see this triangle that goes from my shoulder to my neck. And you may have to move the ball once you get there to see whether you feel some resistance, but you're gonna hold that ball with a little bit of pressure. So you have to use some strength. And then you're gonna just lean your right ear away from it towards your right shoulder, right? So if I've got the ball on my left shoulder, I'm leaning my head to the right. Now, if you don't feel anything under the ball there, then maybe move the ball a little bit till you feel some resistance. And again, we're just gonna lean. So I'm doing some lateral bending with the head and the neck here. Give me maybe just one more. And then we're gonna rotate. So now you're gonna turn your head away from the ball. And you can always kind of play with where the ball is. So you can move it up and down a little bit if it feels good. Good, last one. All right, let's switch sides. So now you're gonna take it into that left hand, place it on your right shoulder, push down with a little bit of strength, and then you're gonna, oof, that one's a little bit more hello to me. I'm gonna lean left ear, left shoulder. And again, just moving it forward or back, closer to the neck, closer to the shoulder, you're gonna get different kinds of feedback. So work with what feels best for you. And then let's turn the head. So now you're gonna rotate away from that ball. Away from the ball. Just maybe 3 more like this. Good, last one. Good, and then just take this ball and just put it in your palm and roll it under those collarbones. This one, you don't have to be too specific. Probably feels good all over the chest, but just getting right under those collarbones, in towards the sternum, out towards the shoulder. And then other side. And again, our collarbones are also different. Some have them real angled, some of us have them real straight. So you can just kind of run along the bottom line of them. Maybe make some circles. Okay, now you're ready for your day. All right.